Hi, this is David, and I want to be serious for a second here. Okay, time was up. Alright, here's what this video is about. I just have had a lot of things go through my mind. This video presentation series has been about a year, and I began it as therapy for myself. I was so pissed off the way the Mormon church and my children and family treated me when I left the church. I just thought, hey, I'm just going to tell the whole world. Well, I nearly have. I didn't know anybody would ever look at a video. I used to go back and look at my own videos so it would go up one. And then I would check again, and it didn't go up, so I hit it again. Went up one. A lot of you have helped me so much, and I devoted my whole life to human services, helping other people with their problems. And for you as a group to help me with my problems has been just an unbelievable experience. I never thought anyone would ever understand me. Now, none of you have written in and says I understand you. Many of you said that you're an asshole. And many of you have said you're not that funny. I mean, I'm getting a real cross-section of the human population. I mentioned to you, I think, on a last video, I just turned 101,000 hits. I think my mother's just really busy down there in Orem, Utah, on her little computer just poking the buttons. I have spent my whole life helping other people, and for you people to give me some self-esteem and some good advice, and to balance my life, and to say things that are good or say things that are bad that I can improve on, I appreciate that. I've been to counseling, I don't know, 5 times, 6 times, and it's cost me like $110 an hour for people, counselors, to go, you're an asshole, there's nothing I can do. You go, alright, can I get my money back? I go, no, you can't get your money, you bastards. So, I just want to be as sincere as I can. I never thought a human in this world would click on me or have any interest in something that I would say. Now, a lot of that comes from my family, and one of the reasons I'm doing this video is, please, if you have toxic family members, get the hell away from them. Don't listen to people say that you're dog shit, that you're stupid, that you're an idiot, that you're ugly, that you have no intelligence, you'll never amount to anything. I lived my whole life that way, with not only a toxic family, but a damn toxic religion. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. I couldn't be perfect, so I felt like shit all the time. Now I don't. Now I don't. And I want to give some encouragement to, most of you are so young. Most of you are 20 years younger than I am, and some of you are 30 or 40 years younger. Life is not over till the fat lady sings. Now, I've divorced one of the fat ladies, and I can't ever hear her sing, so maybe my life is eternal. I don't know. But don't give up. You know, I'm a person here that has attempted suicide 4 or 5 times. I wasn't good at that. I guess I'm a little better on the video than I am going. I just couldn't. I followed through, but damn, you know, you gotta be pretty perfect. And you know, 1,100 units of insulin should put the world to sleep, but it didn't me. So anyway, it only put me in the hospital. Please, if you've been raised with a family or a wife or a husband who has just been mean and made fun of you and makes you feel like shit, don't give up. Now, I'm not telling you you can turn a life around in a year or 2. I think that's why people give up, is they go, well, I'm not drinking anymore, so now I can have a decent life. Well, you know, the damage that alcoholics do to a family might take 20 or 25 years to turn around. So don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Hang out with people that love you, or at least, I can't find anyone that loves me, but I have 1 or 2 that like me. on the comments, not in the family. My children, I think, love me because I take them to the pool almost every damn day and swim with them and play games, throw them in the pool. God, I was throwing kids in the pool yesterday and then remembered I had quad bypass and I shouldn't be doing that crap. Don't give up. Keep at it. All of us have some kind of a talent and some type of an ability. We may not find it until we're 65 or 70 years old. Colonel Sanders, he didn't find chickens until he was 65. And I want you to know that what this means to me, that my family wouldn't listen to me. They didn't think I was funny. They thought I was, you know, a bipolar, idiotic, crazy person. Well, that was all true, but they didn't have to be mean to me about it. Most of you, you know, are so damn funny. When I read my comments, I'm just laughing off my chair. Some of you are so creative and so funny, and I do love to read those comments. And you know, I've gotten to the point where I even love to read the Mormon comments. They're so predictable. It's like a 2-year-old. You say, do you want any candy? No, I don't think it's healthy for me or my teeth. I don't want any candy. I've never seen a 2-year-old. A Mormon is as predictable as a 2-year-old. They just want to fight and they just want to argue, and it doesn't matter what evidence is presented. It's their feelings. Cognitive dissonance is a big part of the Mormon Church. You can't think with your brain and be a Mormon. So anyway, don't give up. Get away from toxic people and realize each one of us, fat, ugly, old, bald, sick, coughing, no boobs, big boobs. It doesn't matter. We all have something to give to the world. And I hate to see people go into the things I've been into, suicides and feeling that there is no life. If I hadn't had quad bypass, which I really gave a lot of thought to, or whether I should have it, just let it go and I'll just go when it goes. Since then, there's been so many wonderful things that have come up in my life. Now, the quad bypass wasn't fun. God damn. I never felt pain like that in my whole life. You know, talk about giving birth. Maybe I'm close to what it feels like to give birth. I was so sore, I had an Oxycontin bottle in my hand every hour and couldn't breathe, couldn't talk, sat in a chair like a zombie, couldn't go to the bathroom, and every breath I took in was extremely painful. Well, now it's not. Now I can throw kids in the pool and hurt myself again. So, thank you. I noticed today, I check my stuff now and then, not a lot, about every hour, about every 4 or 5 times a month. There's 154 countries that watch my videos, or have looked at my videos. Maybe they watched once. There's a few of them on there that have watched just once, and that was enough for them. 154 countries and 101,000 people in a year. Now, when I tell this to my mom, you know, most moms will go, "Oh, you're so neat, you're so wonderful." You know what my mom does? Don't those people have a life? I said, "Mom, some of those people like me." No, they don't. They're just looking at a mental person. I go, okay. And I just, you know, I realize where my life came from. And if you want to be a Mormon, God, be a Mormon. Be a good Mormon. If you think it's a ripoff or a cult, get the hell out of it. Now, that's easy to say. That's easy to say because I know, I'm not stupid on this. I know if your partner, a girlfriend or wife or children are in the Mormon Church and you leave, you can pretty much kiss that part of your life goodbye. I'm sad to say that. That's the way that cult is. And you believed it, and I believed it at once, and I led my children into that cult. I'm the only one to blame for that. I didn't know at the time it was a cult. That's hard. That's hard. I think there's 2 roads. There's one road of staying in the Mormon Church and hating every minute of it, but put a smile on your face and bear your testimony and know that you're a whore. And yeah, that's a pretty strong opinion. And many people can do that. There are many whores in the world, men and women whores, and prostitute their life and their values. I'm just kind of a different person that way, I guess. I can't get up in the morning and look at myself and think I'm being deceitful to my wife or to my children or to my company. I think loyalty is an important part of my personality. Now, I found with most humans it may not be. But don't give up. Keep trying. Get away from toxic people. Look for yourself. I believed when I graduated from college that I would go out in the world and set the world on fire. Well, I went to prison for that 9 years. No, I didn't. No, I've never been in prison. I've never been in jail. And I haven't had a ticket for like 40 years. And anyway, realize that every human being has value. Now, if I had ever supposed, I thought when I was running residential treatment centers and helping kids go to dances and doing teaching auto mechanics and woodwork and counseling kids that I was going to make some kind of an impact. Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, because I haven't seen those kids since except in prison. So, here I am, almost 65. In February, I'll be 65. And I think I'm going to make it. You know, I really think I'm going to make it. I'm not hurting or, you know. Anyway, suddenly I decided to do videos. Suddenly YouTube came into the world and into my life. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 years or 20 years, and suddenly there'll be a niche for you. Suddenly there'll be a place for you. And you'll wish that you didn't kill yourself, and you're glad you didn't kill yourself. And I just want to, with all the sincerity that I have, and I'm a loyal person. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I'm a very loyal person. And I defend my kids and my wife to the death. And I want you to know that clicking on me has given me some type of self-esteem. It hasn't blown my ego up. I don't think, oh God, I'm famous, I'll go out and somebody will say, oh, there's David, give me your autograph. They've done that before, but they're usually a summons. They're usually a summons, and I don't sign anything anymore. So, this has helped me to make my life worthwhile. This has helped me to see the value of life. And if I could reach each one of you by the hand, you'd probably slap me. But I would shake your hand. I go, hey, you know, thank you for making me think that you looked at me. You just put your computer on automatic as one guy. But it makes me feel good because my parents and my siblings and my children and wives, ex-wives, all think I'm an idiot. Well, now what do they think? See, here's what's really funny. I told you, I had a video on the best revenge is to do well. The best revenge is to do well. Well, when I left my church, the Mormon church, my children quit talking to me. My ex-wives all started poisoning my kids of I'm an apostate, or that I'm a drunkard, or that I'm immoral and screwing everything that moves, and you know, Satan has my heart. Good Lord, the Mormons will just put your family through all kinds of twisted shit to make you look really bad. And the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I did look bad. Because they were happy, and they were going to family home evening, and they were, you know, and they look at me and go, hey, see, he's a screw-up. I should have divorced him sooner. Well, none of them divorced me. I divorced every one of my wives. Because I was looking for a perfect wife. That's what the Mormon church taught me. If they weren't perfect, their ass is out of here. Now, when they go to the video, when I first started doing videos, I had 2 or 3 of my kids come to me. You can't do that. You can't say that. We have family secrets. And I said, you know what? I don't have any secrets. You do. You do, children. You're the ones that screwed your lives up. You're the one I was always bailing out of jail and or putting programs together to have a successful life for you. Successful. So, you'll never amount to anything. Well, I haven't amounted to anything. But now when they see 101,000 of you look at me, and some of you, not very many, but some of you think, hey, that was important, that's helped my life, or that you're spitting your coffee all over your breakfast table from laughing. That one lady just cracked me up. What do my family have to say now? No one likes you. Oh? They may not like me, but they have a semi-interest in at least clicking on what the hell is going on. You're not honest. Well, gee, you know, a lot of people think that I am. So, my self-esteem is up. I'm not inflated, I hope. Well, maybe I am inflated. No, I started like this, so the hits did not inflate me. It was the Twinkies. But I love doing the program, and I love being able to express myself. For the first time in my life, I can say whatever the hell I want to say, as long as it's the truth. Truth is a defense for libel. Now, when I tell you that one of my wives was a cheerleader, and she told me she was the head cheerleader, well, I found out later that the cheerleading squad didn't think she was the head cheerleader, but the football team thought she was the head cheerleader. I can say that shit because it's true. She would have sued my ass. She would have sued me for slander or libel, and I would have probably, you know, been dancing with Bubba. So, hang in there. You're worth it. If I'm worth it, anybody's worth it. I'm mentally ill. I've been mentally ill for 65 years. I've had diabetes for 25 years. And I've had open heart surgery and quad bypass. And I had really no self-esteem or no value until I got into my mid-60s. And now I can sit here, I can sit in my chair and think and watch TV, play with the kids over at the pool. I'm going on vacation. I told all of you that. This is probably my last video. Unless the Mormon sea captain allows me back into the United States. But anyway, you never know where your value is going to come. It may be in the last words you say on a deathbed to a child or to a loved one. You may see something or experience something that the whole world is going to benefit from that you were able to tell. So there's 36 countries that don't watch me, the bastards. There are countries with 8 people in them. I checked on the computer. Maybe this is vain. I don't know. There's like 194 countries in the world, and that changes sometimes every day. And I've got 154. So I'm saying, you know, there's 30 or 40 countries that, you know, are boycotting me. They're not, but even China and Thailand and Vietnam and Ghana, their people are slipping through. So anyway, don't tell the Danites. I want to say I love you. I don't know why, because a bipolar person, we don't feel love the way the rest of the world does. It's not an emotion for us. And a bipolar person, when we're twisting in our minds, is this love? Is this compassion? Is it lust? We have a very hard time. The boundaries are just not there like they are in normal people. But I want you to know that if it is love, meet me out back. If it's lust, grab your screen. But I just want you to know how thankful I am that you've given me a life. That you've given me a life with some self-worth, and you've taken all that stress off of me. All that stress. I can't tell you how many times I will sit down comfortably in my chair and just fall asleep. Just a gentle fall asleep. My children used to wake me up by shaking me or yelling, "Dad," and I would just come to life like a tornado. Well, that's the way I was in residential treatment. It was usually a riot. When we had a riot, I was the director, and I had to go down there and throw the kids out the window and take them to the hospital. And I slept like a fireman. I had my boots many times right by the bed, and many times I slept in my pants. And I had to teach my children to not wake me like that, because it pumps adrenaline in that doesn't leave for days and days. And so now my little one, Allison, when she was really little, she was scared of the dark, and she would come into my room at night, and her mom doesn't want her sleeping with us. That's the Filipino matriarchal order. And Allison would always come to my side of the bed, and she would just barely touch me like a little fly, and I would wake totally up and grab her in my arms and snuggle her into bed. And so the stress is gone. My stress is gone. I nap when I want, I eat when I want, my wife is wonderful to me, the kids help with the meds all the time, and I have a high quality of life. I'm going on a cruise tomorrow. Don't tell the Danites. Don't tell the Danites. And my kids are just high as a kite. Most of you know, or a lot of you don't know, because 400 or 500 videos, you can't go back and know everything. But I adopted these two little girls from the Philippines, Allison and Abigail, and they never had a chance. They never were able to eat properly. Allison and I got out of a hospital with typhoid fever, and now these two little girls are pretty much A students. They speak excellent English, they're smart, and they're going on a cruise. Now, one of my kids, Abigail, says, "Dad, I've been on a cruise." Now, I've been in the Philippines. I lived there for almost a year, and I said, "Honey, I don't think the Philippines has any cruise ships." She says, "Yeah, there was. We got on one, and there were beds and cots all over, like 200 people sleeping all in the same room, and no bathroom, just pee over the side." I said, "Well, honey, the Carnival cruise ship is probably going to be a little bit different than what you've experienced." And they're so excited, and my wife is like a child. Those Filipino girls are just enchanting. They get so excited. It takes so little to please a Filipino mate. That's why I got her. I'm so little. She was desperate. Here I am. I lucked out again. So thank you for taking the stress off of me. You are always welcome to make comments on my website. Now, I've always told you the truth, okay? I blocked my brother. I wish I had blocked him with a bus, but I couldn't. I just blocked my brother because he wanted to use my website for money. I don't take money. I don't need money. No one pays me to do this. I don't do commercials. If someone gives me the Tonight Show as a guest host, I would abandon you people immediately. My loyalty goes so far. It does have a price. But I did block another young lady. I think it was a girl. And I didn't do it mean. I warned her 3 times privately on her own website that I would appreciate it, that if she wants to make comments, please direct them towards the subject matter. She was putting in just random scriptures, I guess they out of the Bible. I guess they had meaning to her, but they didn't have a meaning to a lot of my people or me. And she was crowding the post, and I asked her 3 times, please, don't do this, don't do this. Well, she must have been a Mormon because she doesn't obey. And finally, I did block her. I said, you know, I'm not going to let people use my website. Now, I've had another gentleman, and I don't read all the comments. I don't realize how much behind the scenes is going on. I had no idea. Sometimes I'll click on something, there's like 30 people arguing on there, and I go, geez, I didn't know that. I don't block people that disagree with me. Now, I had one gentleman request that I block another gentleman, and I had feelings about that. And so I told the one gentleman the best way to ignore assholes is not talk to them and not write, and they'll go away. They're going to be like a fly. If there's no food there, they're going to go look for something else. And the Mormons love to fight. And if you fight with a Mormon, it gives them a thrill, and you know, they have no sexual life, so that's the closest that they're going to get to a physical orgasm, is arguing. I didn't block. I did tell the person privately what I'm telling you, that just don't make any comments, and the other person is probably going to go away. I ignore that person, but everyone has a right to their opinion, and as long as they're not hurting anybody else, I'm going to leave my blocks open. I want people to have dialogue. I want people to exchange ideas. I don't want everybody in the world to agree with me. I want to be fair. I want to be fair. Many people cannot sit in front of a camera like this. I didn't know that. I thought everybody could do a video. Now I realize it's a talent and a skill. I've been behind the camera ever since I was 16. I made a movie when I was 16 called The Marshmallow. I'm not going to show that movie. I'm embarrassed. But anyway, I think that everyone should be able to express themselves, and I don't care if you're an atheist, a Baptist, a Catholic, a Mormon. You're all welcome to make comments. And it appears to me that there's about somewhere around, I don't know, I shouldn't say, but I think that there's about a 3 or 4% comments. I think 97% of the people hit websites. They don't make any comments at all. They just hit them and read and they go on. So please understand, I'm not going to block anybody that disagrees with me or disagrees with some of you. If you don't want them, ignore them. Now, the only other times I will block this website is when somebody tries to make money off of it. Now, I know, and I don't check this crap out very much. When I've hit Google, I have seen some of my videos on other websites. I can't control that. My videos are all public, and I can't control that. So if you see me somewhere and there's advertising around or whatever, that's not mine. I don't make any money at this. I just put the money that you send me in the safe. And I could hardly get the door closed the other day. I don't want any money. Money, I think, corrupts people, and I think money has a tendency to shade the truth. So thank you for being you. Thank you for giving me some self-esteem. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Not according to my family. They are in shock. You have put my family in shock, and they say, David doesn't have anything to say that anybody cares about. Well, 101,000 people seem to have at least been curious enough to hit the button. They may have turned me right off like I did them. But as sincere as a bipolar person can be, I appreciate you, and I guess I love you, and wish for the best. I do this, I hope, to help other people that can see life through some of the experience I've had. It has helped me. If you want to make comments, you want to post videos, I'll even post your video on my website if it's you know, appropriate, and that's very general. If it has to do with the subject matter we've all discussed, that's fine. If you want to come on and do, you know, horseshoeing, no. And if you're going to try to make any money off of my website, I'm going to say no. I don't want money. I just want the truth. Thank you very much.